And now back to Unfiltered, the talk radio show giving you real opinions about real issues for real. Call us at 877-CHAT-212 to join the conversation. That's 877-242-8212.
Lil Ern, I'm still here. I haven't run away just yet. I'm going to do that at exactly 9:01 p.m., running straight home and diving in my bed because I need it right now more than I ever have in quite some time. Feeling not that well, but again, I do have water. And wow, you know what? I was looking at this over the break. I realized for the first time, it tells you, cup contains 10% post-consumer recycled fiber, caution hot, or whatever it may be. It's actually in here in English, French, and Spanish. So I don't think these are going to be able to be sold in Arizona any longer because, to put simple things down in other languages, wouldn't that be kind of courting illegal immigration, illegal immigrants? And I bring that up again just because I was thinking about this really over the weekend and over the past few days. I really think that immigration is really going to line up to be one of the big issues, A, of the future, and B, in the 2010 midterm election, which is going to be here before you know it. It's almost May. These go down in November. It's going to be a huge, huge issue, I'm telling you. And this is one of these that really, I don't want to say necessarily came out of left field, but if you were to ask people, 2 weeks ago about immigration and if it was going to be a huge issue, I don't think the average person on the street would have said yes. I think people were still talking about the economy and jobs, and that's where everyone was. And I still think that the economy and jobs are going to be an issue because they always are. The economy's always an issue in every election. But I do think that immigration is looking like it's going to be, a really huge issue. I really thought healthcare and that passing might have been the big secondary issue in November, and I'm beginning to rethink that. I haven't really heard that many people talk about healthcare. After the bill got passed, you would have sworn that the world was going to blow up and stop spinning on its axis. And, you don't hear that much talk about it any longer, healthcare specifically. But now, with what's happened in Arizona, it's really going to be a big issue in November. And not just because I realize that the law was passed in Arizona, but it has implications that reach across the country. And spoke about it last week, and then Kaine had come back on Monday. And, we didn't get a chance to talk to him. I wanted to get his opinion about it. We weren't able to do that because we got so involved in the conversation about the video games. But I think that they all kind of, in some way, shape, or form, all go together because it's about governmental oversight of a social issue. And it really is. It's about what you think the government's role is, what the government should do, so on and so forth. So the immigration thing has really been breaking out. And last week, I admitted I had not read the entire document. Now, this is called Senate Bill 1070. That's 1070. If you put in Arizona Senate Bill 1070, you can pull up the document. Thank God it's a fraction of the length of the damn healthcare document because I, like everybody else out there, have not read that one page by page. And I, like everybody else out there, am not going to read this page by page. The healthcare one. Now, the Arizona Senate bill, here it is right there. You can see this. Go online, punch it in. It's a PDF file. You can print it out. It's only 17 pages. And it's actually not that dense in terms of the language. Fairly easy to read and get through. Pretty clear. Here you go. You can see it right there. I was highlighting stuff that struck me, that I wanted to know about. So it's Senate Bill 1070. Now, another thing I do have to say is, and I'm by no means a right-winger. I'm more of a libertarian. I have a lot of problems with the Democrats in this day and age. And in fact, I'd really like to see a third-party candidate rise and make something happen. Now, that third-party candidate will not come from the Tea Party. I can tell you that. I require a rigorous discourse and intellect when I talk about social and political issues. And I'm sorry, those Tea Party people can't even spell their signs right. They're a bunch of kooks. They're ridiculous. Yes, I said it. The Tea Party is not the party of the future. It's just a bunch of people that can't even have a coherent discussion. So that is not the third party I'm looking for. In fact, there is no third party out there yet, or an individual who's risen out of the ashes of the insanity that's going on in Washington that's caught my mind, caught my eye. So I'm hoping on that. But like I said, sick of the Democrats, sick of the Republicans, and the Tea Party is not the answer. Those people are not going to get us where we need to be. No intellect whatsoever. I'd rather go sit in a 7th grade social studies class than be around the Tea Party. Anyways, the immigration issue is out there. A lot of opinions about it. And again, a lot of misinformation, a lot of passion on both sides of the issue was making the rounds this past weekend. And what I was going to say was, the Republicans are in such a good place to totally take over in November because people were so unhappy with how the health care bill was passed. No one was particularly happy with that if you look at the polling data, and a lot of it was done in secrecy. But I don't understand why every time there is an issue that's out there where the Republicans could get some traction, that their spokesperson, it always comes back to Sarah Palin. Now, again, I'm not a Republican. I have friends that are Republicans. I have friends that are conservative and right-wing. And let me tell you all, I will admit, you all are in the perfect place to do a sweep in November. But you know what? It's not going to happen if you continue to let an idiot like Sarah Palin speak on every issue and be the voice of the conservative party. She has no intellect whatsoever. I require rigorous discourse, and again, I would much rather, and I'd probably be more enlightened, and not probably, I know I would be more enlightened by going to any elementary school and sitting down with those kids and asking them about issues and what they think, than having her ramble on about what she thinks. And in fact, she was actually on the Sean Hannity show talking about immigration. It came up. Hannity was asking her some questions, and this is what she had to say. Let's listen. I've got 2 clips. Let's listen to clip number 1 from Mrs. Palin.
Well, thankfully, Byron York, he hit the nail on the head in summarizing what this law really is about. That there is no ability or opportunity in there for the racial profiling, and shame on the lamestream media again for turning this into something that it is not. Governor Jan Brewer did what she had to do as the CEO of that state to help protect the citizens of her state. She had to do what the federal government has refused to do, and that is help secure the borders. I think it's shameful, too, that the Obama administration has allowed this to become more of a racial issue by perpetuating this myth that racial profiling is a part of this law.
Yes, you heard. First of all, the lamestream media, I got to hand it to her. She always comes up with these cute little twists on words. The latest one is lamestream media. I've got another clip, but the whole segment on Hannity went on for like 8 minutes, and I think she used the term 6 times. You know how she does. Can I call you Joe? Lamestream, all of that stuff. Before we get into this, that lamestream media would be the Discovery Channel. I don't think the Discovery Channel is radical. I don't know if anybody else out there does. I consider that pretty mainstream. You can get it on every cable system in the United States of America and many foreign cable systems. And this is the channel that Sarah Palin would like to do a show on, and she's requesting to get paid $1 million per show.